Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI.
So here's our agenda. We're going to start with Gemini's new mental health features, then examine how they function as a bridge to real-world care. After that, we'll look into the rationale behind these changes, namely safety and scrutiny. Then we'll get into the most complex part, distinguishing fact from belief, and we'll wrap up by exploring the polarization problem.
All right, let's dive right into the announcement itself, which really signals a pretty significant shift in how these AI models are being designed to interact with us.
The core of the news is this. Google is planning to build significant mental health support features directly into its Gemini chatbot. This is specifically aimed at providing a resource for users who might find themselves in a state of distress.
The information we're discussing today comes from an article by Rachel Kleiman. It was published on LinkedIn on April 7, 2026, and the title was New Features Aimed to Support Gemini Users in Crisis.
So the natural next question is, how does this all work in practice? Let's explore the mechanics of this system, which they're calling a bridge to real-world care.
This quote really captures the philosophy behind the move. The stated goal here is not to have the AI act as a replacement for a therapist. Instead, the focus is on how the technology can serve as a conduit, a bridge, to connect users with actual human support systems.
And this isn't just a single feature, it's a multifaceted strategy. It includes a one-touch interface designed for immediate crisis support. This is backed by a substantial $30 million investment in global mental health hotlines. There are also specific protections being developed for minors, and critically, this is all being done in collaboration with clinical and safety experts to ensure the information provided is both safe and medically sound.
So why is this happening now? Well, this decision wasn't made in a vacuum. There's a much larger context of safety and scrutiny that's essential to understand.
A major driver for these updates appears to be a direct response to increasing legal and public pressure. There have been lawsuits alleging that AI tools from major tech companies, Google included, have caused harm. So this is very much about corporate responsibility and safety.
You know, if we look at Google's history, this fits an established pattern. When the company faced scrutiny over health-related information on platforms like Google Search and YouTube, the response was to integrate information from authoritative health institutions. This update to Gemini seems to follow that very same playbook.
Now let's turn to what is arguably the most intellectually significant aspect of this entire update. This is a major policy shift concerning the very nature of fact and belief.
The critical change is a new response protocol. Previously, many chatbots were programmed simply to be agreeable. This new protocol is fundamentally different. Gemini is now being trained not to validate or reinforce user beliefs that are inconsistent with objective reality. The approach is described as a gentle way to distinguish between a person's subjective experience and established objective fact.
And as you can imagine, a policy like this has implications that extend far beyond just mental health. It steps directly into the very complex territory of societal discourse and polarization.
As commentator Norman Paulson has pointed out, the old practice of just validating any user belief presents risks on two levels. On an individual scale, it could lead to what he terms AI psychosis, where a machine reinforces a person's delusion. But on a societal scale, that same mechanism can reinforce political and ideological extremes, which only deepens the polarization we already face.
And this, of course, leaves us with the central, unresolved question in all of this. When you program an AI to distinguish subjective belief from objective fact, someone, somewhere, has to decide what constitutes fact. This inherently places the technology company in the role of an arbiter of information, and that raises some profound questions about power, bias, and control.
Thank you for viewing this video overview. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition.
If you like these videos, use the QR code at the beginning of this video to buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you or your employees in AI. Please also subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel and like, comment, and share to help us reach a wider audience.